asifiwe. Na Yesu ni mwema kile gore yako wega. Amen.
Yes. Umuthi hena undu ndirenda twirute.
Today I want us to learn something.
Ngwenda twambe twiyuria atiriri ithuothe.
We ask ourselves.
Wewe hau ri.
You are there.
Nui mundu unomwe ukuonaga kaira ngoro.
Do you know someone who sees you and feels bad?
Haya, angĩkorwo nĩ mũndũ ũcio ukuona akaira ngoro ri. Ndũkanjĩre no. No andĩka ngoro-inĩ rĩaku rĩtwa rĩu.
But write in your heart that name.
Harĩ ũguo ri.
Therefore.
We nawe ri tondũ agĩtua mwega ri.
And you yourself.
Ngoro-inĩ yaku he mũndũ wonaga ũkaigua kũhũra kona.
In your heart, do you see somebody and you feel like taking just another turn?
Na tondũ nĩ harĩ ri.
And because there is.
Onake ũcio mwandĩke handũ ngoro-inĩ yaku karĩtwa kau.
Even that one right in your heart.
Tondũ tũkĩrĩkia gĩthomo gĩkĩ nĩ tũgũkorwo tũkĩmenya relationship yaku na andũ acio erĩ twandĩka ngoro-inĩ.
Because at the end of this lesson, you have known the relationship that you have between those two people.
Mũtũrĩre-inĩ ũyũ kwĩ andũ aingĩ mũno matũmenete o ũguo tũhũ.
There are so many people who just don't love us for no reason.
Oro na ithuĩ kwĩna andũ aingĩ tũkoragwo tũmenete bila sababu.
Even as there are people who just don't like for no reason.
Gĩtũmi kĩmwe kĩrĩa gĩtũmaga andũ mamenane, some causes of dislike, rejection, open hostility and rejection are it is possibly because you have come from a family that is not financially stable, or you have come from a very rich family, so people are envious. Or possibly your forefathers or your foreparents were treated as traitors. Yes, because we know that during the Mamau era there was two groups, Gati na andũ arĩa maumau. We also know that there are some people who perform witchcraft. And that is why you find that, like in our Kikuyu tradition, there used to be this norm that muhirega muna nduhikanagia na muhirega ũrĩa ũngĩ.
There used to be this norm like we do not intermarry with this kind of a crime.
There is also this possibility that a person is born out of wedlock. At times you find that you can be a very bright person, very intelligent and wise, and people won't like you because of all that. Some people will hate you because possibly you are a lady and you are not able to conceive, to get children. Same case with men. We know there are men who are also not able to conceive. Is it to conceive or to do what? Yeah, there are men who are not able to get children. Right. So there are so many reasons why people hate us. And to give us comfort, we'll look at several examples from the Bible. People who are hated by the community and even by their family members. But eventually God exalted them. The first example is the example of Joseph. Joseph in Genesis 37. his 10 older brothers hated him and rejected him because his father really liked him. He was also able to interpret dreams. And at one time he told them of a dream that he had dreamt, that those people, that the brothers would at one time bow unto him. And because of all this, they all planned, the 10 brothers planned to kill him. But eventually they decided to sell him into slavery in Egypt. But even after doing all that, Joseph was exalted by God because finally he ended up saving his brothers. The next example is the example of David. And we can get this from 1 Samuel chapter 16 and 17. And we know that David's mother was shunned by her husband Jesse, and also his other brothers, because at one time they believed that David's mother was unfaithful. According to the Bible history, Jesse at one time decided to not to be with the mother of David because the mother of David had come from a tribe that they were not supposed to intermarry with. And so for a period of about 3 years, they were not together. And Jesse had taken the housemaid to be his wife. But there in between, this housewife and the mother of David wakachezea Jesse mchezo kidogo, ndio David akapatikana. But Jesse did not believe that, was very much, Jesse did not know that he was the father of David. As we proceed, we find that in Psalms 69 verse 8, David wrote, I am a foreigner to my own family, a stranger to my own mother's children. So the rivalry between now David and the brothers was quite real. Before being anointed as king, David was overlooked and disregarded by his father Jesse. And that is why when Prophet Samuel went looking for the king to bless, Jesse had brought the high and mighty young men. David was nowhere in the equation. But later, Samuel asked if there is any other person in that house. And so David was brought and he was anointed. The brothers also at one time criticized and despised David when he arrived at the battlefield. And even as king, his wife, the first wife, the daughter of Saul, her name was Michal, despised him in her heart. All because she saw him dancing publicly.
Tondũ nĩamuonire akĩinĩra Ngai mbere ya andũ.
Uguo nĩ kuuga ona ithuĩ rĩrĩa tũinaga haha no okorwo no andũ matakenagio nĩ ithuĩ.
So even as when we are dancing here, there are people who are never happy with us.
No acio matigatũmakie twakinya nĩ kũgoca Mwathani tũgoce Mwathani na ngoro itũ
But
yothe.
they should not worry you when it comes to praising God. Do it with all your heart.
When Samuel anointed David,
Na rĩrĩa Samuel aitĩrĩire Daudi maguta,
it proved the validity of David's birth
ũkĩonania nĩ ma Daudi aciarĩtwo kũ
and his mother's virtue.
na ũrĩa mamu wao arĩ mũndũ ũngĩatĩĩkire.
David's mother says in Psalms
Mamu wa Daudi akĩaria thĩinĩ wa Thaburi
1:18-22,
igana rĩa ikũmi na inyanya nginya mũhari wa 22,
at the stone that the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone.
atĩ ihiga rĩrĩa akimaregire rĩtuĩkĩte ihiga rĩrĩa inene rĩa koine.
Another person we're going to see is Jephthah.
Mũndũ ũngĩ tũkuona nĩ
Jephthah. In Judges 11,
thĩinĩ wa tirĩrĩri bũrũri ikũmi na ĩmwe
he was driven away and rejected by his half brothers
nĩaingatirwo nĩ arĩa a nyina arĩa maciarĩtwo hamwe nake
because he was the son of a prostitute,
nĩ tondũ arĩ mwana wa mũtumia
and they did not want him to share
na
in their family inheritance.
matiendaga kũgaya nake thĩinĩ wa ũgai wa bamĩrĩ yao.
Another person, surprisingly, that was rejected by his people is Jesus himself.
Mũndũ ũngĩ waregirwo nĩ arĩa a nyina nĩ Jesũ we mwenyewe.
His own brothers did not believe in him during his earthly ministry
Ariũ a nyina matietĩkĩtie mahinda marĩa arutaga wĩra wake thĩinĩ wa mũhuro ũyũ wa
and urged him to prove himself to his enemies.
na makĩmwĩra onanie nĩ kũrĩ thũ ciake nĩwe ũ.
On one occasion,
Na hĩndĩ ĩmwe
his mother and brothers attempted to restrain him because they believed he had lost his mind.
rĩmwe nyina na ariũ a nyina magĩciria mamũgirĩrie gwĩka ũrĩa ekaga tondũ mona ataramenya ũrĩa areka.
So as we proceed,
Na koguo tũgĩthiĩ na mbere
and we remember we say there are some people who hate us, there are some people who like us, there are some people we don't like.
koguo nĩ tugire atĩ nĩ harĩ andũ matwendete angĩ matitwendaga na ithuĩ ona kũrĩ andũ tũtendete na tũtendaga.
And we continue seeing some of the examples where telling us people who have been hated.
Na no tũgũthiĩ na mbere na kuona mĩhiano ya andũ matendetwo.
I urge us to start seeing the reality,
Na nĩgetha twanjie kuona ũhoro ũrĩa ũtariĩ.
and we will find that whether we like it or not,
Na nĩ tũkuona atĩ twende kana tũtiende,
God is the final judge.
Ngai nĩwe ũtuaga itua rĩa mũico.
Abel in Genesis 4,
Abili thĩinĩ wa ibuku rĩa kĩambĩrĩria 4,
he killed his Cain killed his brother Abel
Kaini mũrũ wa nyina akĩũraga Habili mũrũ wa nyina
because God favored Abel's offering.
nĩ tondũ Ngai nĩakenirio nĩ igongona rĩrĩa Habili arutire.
In Genesis 4:6-7,
Na thĩinĩ wa kĩambĩrĩria 6 nginya 7,
God said to Cain,
Ngai akĩũria Kaini,
"Why are you angry?
nĩkĩ gĩtũmĩte ũrakare?
Why is your face downcast?
Nĩkĩ ũthiũ waku ũtukũyanĩte?
If you do what is right,
Ũngĩka ũrĩa kwagĩrĩire,
will it not be accepted?"
ũndũ ũcio ndũngĩtuĩka wa gwĩtĩkĩrĩka.
So here is one very big lesson.
Ũguo nĩ na ũndũ ũmwe tũngĩthoma mũnene mũno.
We must do what is right.
No mũhaka twĩke ũndũ ũrĩa wagĩrĩire nĩ gũkorwo ũgĩka ũrĩa mwĩtĩkĩrĩku.
And if we don't do what is right,
Na waga gwĩka ũguo,
sin is crouching at your door.
mehia nĩ mararingaringa mũrango-inĩ waku.
It desires to have you,
Na nĩ mararĩrĩria gũkorwo wĩ hamwe nawe.
and you must rule over it.
Na no mũhaka ũtuĩke wa kũmatooria.
The next example is Job.
Ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ
Jacob, sorry.
Ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ Jakubu.
Jacob and Esau,
Jakubu na Esau.
the two twin brothers were rivals even before birth.
Andũ aya a nyina ũmwe marĩ ana ngũrani ona kuma magĩciarwo.
And Esau grew to hate Jacob and intended to kill him after Jacob used deception to steal their father's blessing.
Esau akĩmena Jakubu maithe marĩa Juda gwĩthĩre ũhoro wa wara kũgĩa na kĩrathimo kĩa baba wao.
Job 19,
Thĩinĩ wa Ayubu 19,
his family and friends deserted him and considered him as an outcast during his trials.
andũ a nyũmba na arata ake makĩmũtiganĩria tondũ meciragia atĩ nĩ mũndũ ũrumĩtwo.
Moses.
Ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ Musa.
Moses, during his leadership,
Mahinda marĩa atongoragia,
his own siblings, that is Miriam and Aaron,
ariũ a nyina Miriam na mũrũ wa nyina Aaron,
spoke against him
makĩmũũkĩrĩra
and criticized his choice of a wife,
na makĩnyarara mũtumia ũrĩa athurĩte,
questioning his unique authority as God's prophet.
na makĩũria ciũria nyingĩ ikorwo agĩrĩire ta mũnabii wa Ngai.
There are so many examples that we can get from the Bible.
Nĩ kũrĩ na mĩhano mĩingĩ mũno tũngĩthoma maandĩko-inĩ.
Let us look at some common reasons for family conflict.
Reke tũrore itũmi imwe itũmaga kũgĩe na njatũkano bamĩrĩ-inĩ.
And this we can get as a summary from what we have read up there.
Na nĩ tondũ nĩ ũndũ wa maũndũ macio twathoma hau rũgongo.
One is favorism.
Ũrĩa ũngĩ ũmwe nĩ ũhoro wa kwenda mũndũ ũrĩa ũngĩ mũno makĩria.
We find that Isaac and Rebekah,
Tũrona Isaac na Rebeka.
Isaac favored Jacob
Isaac nĩ endete Jakubu.
and Rebekah favored Esau.
Nake Rebeka endete Jacob.
Sorry? Isaac loved Esau and Rebekah loved Jacob.
Isaac endete Esau nake Rebeka endete Jakubu.
Jealousy.
Ũndũ ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ ũiru.
Being jealous of others' achievements brings conflict.
Kũiguĩra andũ arĩa angĩ nĩ ũndũ wa maũndũ marĩa magĩte namo kũrehaga njatũkano.
Ambition.
Ũhoro wa kwenda mũno makĩria.
Inheritance.
Ũhoro wa ũgai.
And also status disputes.
Na ũrĩa andũ moyonaga kana monaga arĩa angĩ.
As we proceed, I would like us to look at a number of sins that we must avoid at all costs.
Tũgĩthiĩ na mbere nĩgetha tuone mehia marĩa twagĩrĩirwo gũkorwo tũkĩeherera o tũgĩthiĩ na mbere.
Number one is pride.
Ũndũ wa mbere nĩ mwĩtĩo.
And pride is a feeling of deep pleasure derived from one's own achievement.
Na ũndũ ũyũ wonekaga mahinda marĩa mũndũ araigua nĩ tondũ wa maũndũ marĩa agĩte namo.
And the next is envy.
Ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ kũigua ũiru, kũiguanĩra ũiru.
And this is the desire to possess something belonging to someone else.
No nĩ kwenda kũigua atĩ indo iria ci cia mũndũ ũrĩa ũngĩ.
The other one is wrath.
Mau mangĩ nĩ matũkũya.
This is great anger that expresses itself in a desire to punish someone.
Na ũndũ ũyũ nĩ ũndũ wa marakara marĩa monekaga mahinda ma mũndũ arenda nĩgetha ona atuĩke wa kwĩrithia ũrĩa ũngĩ.
The next one is lust.
Ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ kũgĩa na kũiguĩra indo ciene ruti.
This is passionate desire for certain things in existence.
Na nĩ kwenda indo iria ingĩ ciho rĩngĩ mũno makĩria.
The other one is gluttony. Being gluttony. Gluttony.
Ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ ũkoroku.
This is overconsumption of anything to the point of waste.
Ũhoro wa kũrĩa kĩndũ mũno makĩria nginya ũtuĩke wa gũitanga.
To nĩ tuona rĩngĩ tũthiĩte rĩu ta cerehe-inĩ ũkona mũndũ ekĩrĩte irio nyingĩ nginya na ndangĩnina.
Sometimes when you go to a feast, you see people heaping their plates and you cannot even finish.
The next one is greed.
Ũndũ ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ ũkoroku.
Desire for riches and earthly possessions.
Ũndũ wa indo cia thĩ na maũndũ ma ũtonga.
The next one is sloth.
Ũndũ ũrĩa ũngĩ nĩ ũgũta.
That is reluctance to work or make an effort.
Ũndũ ũrĩa wa kwaga kũruta wĩra na kĩyo.
And that is laziness.
Na ũcio nĩ ũgũta.
Having seen all this,
Tuonete maũndũ macio mothe.
what is God's view about despised and rejected people?
Ngai nake andũ arĩa mamenetwo na manyararĩtwo amonaga atĩa.
We find that some people in anguish distance themselves from God.